Hey guys, today we are learning how to make a clay cookie. So we're gonna make a chocolate chip cookie. The things that you'll need are tan clay, a little bit of darker clay, some black clay, a toothbrush, and a pen, like a little pen, and then also a brush. It's all adding up. I promise this is stuff that, like, if you craft regularly, you have. And then also 2 different colors of chalk. So kind of like a yellowish one and a darker brownish one. All right, so let's get started. So first off, let's clear off our workspace. For me, I have this parchment paper down. I typically like to use wax paper, but I'll admit, I accidentally bought parchment paper instead of wax paper. And then I also have some craft wipes. So I was working earlier and I have some like the chalk on this one. So I'm just gonna make sure my hands are clean. Also take a paper towel, make sure that's clean too. And then we're gonna start off with our tan clay. So I'm gonna open up a fresh pack so you can see the exact amount of clay that I like to use. Okay, so it comes in 4 bars. I like to use 2 bars for my cookie. You can make smaller cookies by just using 1 bar, but if you want something close to this size, then go with 2 bars. So I'm just gonna take it in my clean hands. Oop, take my ring off. I like to take my rings off whenever I'm doing clay so the ring doesn't get dirty. And also so that whenever the clay, whenever I'm working with it, it's actually kind of smooth. So just start doing this rolling. I know it's a little crazy trying to show it on camera, but I'm just taking the clay and rolling it into a ball between my hands. So here we have like almost like a nice little ball. And so I'm gonna take it and then between my 2 palms, I'm gonna smush it flat to make a cookie shape. All right, so here we have our cookie shape. And you can kind of see the little bits of my palm in there, and you can smooth it out if you want, not a big deal, because we are going to use the toothbrush next to add in some texture. It's a really cool way to kind of bring the cookie to life and also recycle a toothbrush. So all you want to do is you don't have to press too hard. If you want to get more texture, then press hard, or you can scrub it back and forth. But really for a cookie, you can keep it kind of light. If you're doing something like cake slices, then you would probably go a little bit harder, but I would keep it somewhat light for a cookie. You also want to get the back side, kind of flipping it around. And yes, I did paint my nails for this tutorial because I didn't want to have boring nails. I wanted to jazz it up for you guys. So here we go. We have some texture, beautiful. And once you start using more toothbrushes, you'll want to have different brushes for darker clay and lighter clay because the clay does stick to it, and you can wash it off, but honestly, if you change out your toothbrush as often as you should, then you should have a nice collection going. Or you can ask your friends to donate. Be like, hey, can I be creepy and be like, can I have your toothbrush when you're done with it? I swear I'm recycling it. Okay, so now that we have like our base cookie, let's go ahead and add some chalk to give it some texture. Okay, so here are 2 different kinds of chalk. Let me put it to one side so I don't block you guys. The lighter chalk and then the darker chalk. So let's move darker chalk out of the way and work with lighter chalk. So how did I get this consistency? Well, I went to the craft store. I got like a good, multicolor shades of chalk. It's not oil pastels. You don't want that because then that won't give you the right texture. It won't shave off like you want it to. And I took a little piece of chalk and I shaved it off with a razor blade and then I saved it in this cup. And the reason why I did that is because I personally, I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and still to this day, I can never eyeball exactly how much chalk I need. So I just go ahead and save it for the next time. And it also saves me some time. So I suggest having like little containers that you can keep around. And then what you do is you take a paintbrush, and honestly take a paintbrush that you don't really like because I don't want to say it ruins the brush. You could always wash it, but I don't like mixing it with my acrylic brushes because I've done it once before and then I really kind of messed up my paint job, even though I thought I washed it out. So that was probably on me, but I wouldn't recommend that. And also you can go kind of like more affordable with these brushes. They don't have to be like high quality, but don't go cheap, because if you go cheap with your brushes, then you're gonna get hair in your clay. And that's pretty annoying, because then you'll have to start like plucking it out, and it won't really be the time saver to go cheap. And then flip it over and do the other side. And you don't want to press too hard. You just want to be light and kind of like move it around. And sometimes if I just want to like, I try and use the extra chalk that's kind of like fallen off. Whenever you're shaving your chalk, you don't want to like leave chunkies in there, because if you leave chunkies, then like you'll get chunkies on your clay. And what do I mean by chunkies? I mean, I kind of point this out. Like this guy, he's a little chunker that I should have probably chopped up some more. Okay, and this brush is like not super high quality, and you can see the hair right there. So let me take my little pointing pin. Hair, boom. I don't like that, so you're gonna try and lightly pull it off. I know it's cat hair, because my house is full of cat hair. And then we're gonna flip our cookie back over, and then we're gonna add our other shade. Actually, I wanna add just like a little bit more. I like my cookies nice and soft and toasty. And it adds like some nice dimension between our texture and our first round of chalk. And so now we're moving into the dark chalk. It's like just like a medium brown, not like a light brown, medium brown. Okay, so I have a little bit on my brush. I don't want that much, so I like to dab it. You can dab it on the inside of your cup or to the side. Just know that once you start working with this workspace, you're going to run out of room. Just continue dusting. All right, there we go. So just continue dusting just a little bit more, dust, dust, dust. And then you want to start adding in your eyes. Before I mess with the black clay, I want to clean off my hands. So earlier when I showed you this, I had already made another cookie. So you're not like, hey, you just keep like dirty towels around. No, I don't. You want to stay wet, so actually take stuff off. I leave my, I let them dry out sometimes if I'm painting, but usually I just keep wet baby wipes around. So here you go, toss it to the side, then take your pin. So I like using pins with like a nice ball on one side, and then also the sharp pin side on the other. So I use the ball part to make my eyes, and then I use the pin part to make my mouth. I'm going to make a happy cookie. There we go. There we go. Hello, happy cookie man. And then if some of the clay pops up on you like that, then just like take your finger and pat it back down. It's not a huge deal. Oh, he doesn't look so happy. And like little subtle changes actually make a huge difference to the expression. So if you don't really know expressions that well, or you just find like you're not getting a wide range of expressions when you're sculpting, just go ahead and look them up and study them. Like I have an expression sheet that I take around whenever I teach kids how to sculpt, so they can kind of have a good idea about their different variations, so that it's not all just like the typical like psh, happy face. Okay, so now I have my black clay. I'm just gonna pinch some off to make my eyes, and I'm going to try and roll it away from all this like leftover chalky stuff. You can like do a new workplace if you want, if you're really paranoid, but you know, once you dip it in there, it's gonna get brown gunk on it, and that's not cool. So I want to get them about the same size. And then you just want to like boop them back in. Bloop, boop, boop. All right. And for me, I like making my cookies look old and aged. So I'm going to go back in with my pen. I'm going to add like little stress lines. I just like to add a little bit more character. And if you want to add like little cracks to your cookie, just to give it some more texture, like at this time you can. It's not like a major like must do, but it does add a little bit of that extra personality to it. And don't go too crazy, just really be light. Now you want to add your chocolate dots. Chocolate, chocolate. Okay, so you don't want to like go too crazy and have the chocolate dots distract. So this is chocolate Sculpey. And that's the color that I like to use. I don't like to go too dark with it. And so I'm just pinching them off and rolling them between my finger to make little balls. And Trying to keep them in the same space. That little guy rolled. Let's see if he got dirty. Did you get too dirty? He got a little dirty on one side. So yeah, I don't know if you can see like the little specks. So if you're wanting to be like particular, then I would discard anything that rolls into your little chalk area. So if you're really paranoid, again, just like move into a new workspace once you get past the chalk phase. Sometimes if I'm doing lots of bits, then I just have like a chalk station where that's where I chalk everything. Okay, so I'm just like taking my holes and I'm plugging in with like the little chocolate bits. And there you have your chocolate chip cookie. So all you have to do is bake him at 275 for 10 minutes, and then you will have a delicious non-edible chocolate chip cookie. Enjoy, guys.